We'll start with our vocab for lesson 8.2, and our vocabulary word is a two-step equation, and that's an equation that contains two operations. So in our example, 3a plus 9 is equal to 33. Our first operation is addition. Our second operation is multiplication. So that is called a two-step equation. First, we undo addition by subtracting 9 from both sides, and then we have to undo multiplication by dividing 3 on both sides. So notes 8.2 is on solving two-step equations. So our objective is to solve two-step equations and solve real-world problems involving two-step equations. The Common Core state standards are listed in the mathematical practices. So here's our steps to follow. The first thing that you want to do is identify the variable by circling it. It's optional. It's okay if you leave it out, but it is helpful in the beginning when you're getting started. That's what we're solving for. The next thing is you're going to undo addition or subtraction. Then you're going to multiply or divide by the same number to both sides of the equation. That's undoing the multiplication and division. And then you can check your solution. So we're going to solve the following equation algebraically by showing all steps. So you do need to show your work. There's no mentally doing the work here. So we have for number 1, 3a plus 2 is equal to 17. We're doing the reverse order of operations. So we either have to add or subtract, then multiply or divide. Remember, to help us out, we can also add the opposite anytime we see a subtraction. So for number 1, 3a plus 2 is equal to 17, the first thing is undo the addition by subtracting 2 on both sides of your equal sign. So we're left with 3a is equal to 15. Our next step is undo the multiplication. So we are going to divide both sides by 3. 3 divided by 3 is 1, or 1a, and 15 divided by 3 is 5. We can mentally check our answers. If our a is 5, 3 times a is 15, plus 2 gives you 17. So 5 is our correct solution. On number 2, 6a plus 1 is equal to 25. We have to undo the addition by subtracting 1 on both sides. Now we have to undo the multiplication by dividing 6 on both sides. So a is equal to 24 divided by 6 is 4. So a is equal to 4. If we checked our solution, 6 times 4 is 24, plus 1 gives you 25. Number 3, we have 7x minus 4 is equal to 73. Let's add 4 to both sides. Then we're left with 7x is equal to 77. Divide both sides by 7. So x is equal to 11. Number 4, 4a minus 5 is equal to negative 33. So undo the subtraction by adding 5 to both sides of your equal sign. Then we're left with 4a equals, and a negative 33 plus a positive 5. We'd have to take the sign of the larger number, which would give us negative 28. We have to subtract. And then we have to divide both sides by a positive 4. So a is equal to negative 7. Number 5, we have 4 minus x is equal to 10. In this example, the x term comes second. So we're going to rewrite this to adding the opposite, and we're going to put a 1 in front of the x. And I'm going to rewrite it so it looks a little better. So 4 minus, which we're going to change to addition, and then a negative 1x is equal to 10. We have to undo what's being added, and the 4 is what's being added. So we're going to subtract 4 from both sides. So we are left with negative 1x is equal to 6. Then we have to divide both sides by the negative 1. So we are left with x, because negative 1 divided by negative 1 is 1, or 1x, or just x. And then 6 divided by negative 1 is negative 6. Same thing for number 6. Change subtraction to add in the opposite and squeeze in a 1. I'm going to rewrite that so it's negative 5 plus a negative 1b is equal to 8. Since it says negative 5, we're going to add a positive 5 to both sides. So the negative 5 and positive 5 cancel out, so we're left with negative 1b is equal to 13. Got to get the variable by itself, so we are going to divide both sides by -1. So B is equal to -13. Simplifying equations by combining like terms. You can change subtraction to adding the opposite if needed. So in the first problem over here, we have a minus 5a plus 3 is equal to 47. We're going to change subtraction to add in the opposite first, and we're going to put a 1 in front of the a. We have two a's on the left-hand side, so we're going to combine them. So we have to take the sign of the larger and subtract. So we get -4a plus 3 is equal to 47. Now we need to undo the addition, so we're going to subtract 3 from both sides. And we're left with -4a equals 44. Divide both sides by a -4. So a is equal to -11. Number 8, 2y minus 4y plus 8 is equal to 18. Change subtraction to add in the opposite. Combine like terms. So we have to take the sign of the larger number and subtract. Bring everything else down. Undo the addition, so subtract 8 from both sides. So we're left with -2y is equal to 10. Divide both sides by -2. So y is equal to -5. Number 9, x plus 6 plus 4x is equal to 31. Combine like terms, we're going to add together the 1x and the 4x to give us 5x plus 6 is equal to 31. Minus 6 on both sides. So we get 5x is equal to 25. Divide both sides by 5. So x is equal to 5. Use equations to solve problems. It says sales, Mandy bought a DVD player. The sales clerk says that if she pays $80 now, her monthly payments will be $32. The total cost will be $400. How many months will she have to make payments? The equation is given to you, 32m. 32 comes from her monthly payments, 32 times the number of months. The 80 comes from how much she's paying now, and then equals 400, it's the total cost of the DVD player. So to subtract the $80 from both sides, that's how much she's going to put down on that DVD player. So now we have 32m is equal to 320. Divide both sides by 32. That's your $32. And you're left with 10 months. It'll take her 10 months to pay off that DVD player.